The Cleveland Cavaliers are the hottest team in basketball, but it doesn't really make sense why. They've won 8 in a row, 13 of their last 16 games. However, they're missing some of their best players. Evan Mobley and Darius Garland have been out over a month since December 15th at this point, and they are 12 and 3 without those guys in the lineup. It's been in large part due to guys like Dean Wade, George Niang, and Sam Merrill all stepping up. Donovan Mitchell has definitely done his part carrying his load of the offense, but this defense is elite. Number 2 in opponents' points per game, number 3 defensive rating, only 18th in offensive rating, which is not good for a team that's trying to, make a run in the playoffs, but they do have the 10th best net rating. So, now, like I said, Donovan Mitchell is definitely doing his part. He's averaging 28 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2 steals, so he's playing defense as well as playing offense. Is he the number 2 shooting guard in the league? I don't know really where he ranks up. I mean, he's got to be top 3. I think Shea by far is the number 1 shooting guard. Unless you're calling him a point guard, then Donovan Mitchell has a legit chance to be the number 1 shooting guard. But you also have Devin Booker to throw in there. He's not been the most efficient this year. Only 35% from 3 on 9 attempts to go with 46% from the field for the 27-year-old. But last year he was 39% from 3 on 9.3 attempts. So he can, shoot it very efficiently from 3. He just hasn't been the most efficient so far this year. Now, a guy taking a big step up this year has been Caris LeVert. Actually, there's been many guys taking a big step up this year, but Caris LeVert has been one that's been very noticeable. He's up to 16 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 3 assists in 29 minutes per game this year for the Cavs. Very good numbers from him. Last year, he only averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. However, he was more efficient. 43% from the field, 39% from 3. Good efficiency last year for Caris LeVert while only putting up 12 a game. The issue with his numbers this year is he's only shooting at 35% from 3 and 43% from the field on 6 attempts from 3. Playing less minutes, but still would like to get a little bit more efficient there, but I am glad he's averaging 4 more points per game than last year. Partly due to, the injuries and everything, but the real reasons that they are thriving right now, even without their stars, is the role guys are stepping up. George Niang on the year is averaging 9.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, 44% shooting from the field, 37% from 3. But as of late, the minivan has stepped up big time. Over his last 15 games, he's averaging 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, on 48% shooting from the field, and 40% from 3. Again, the last 15 games are when they got, kind of a step up in minutes, so they stepped up their production. Sam Merrill, who just went off last night, 8.1 points per game, 2.2 assists, 41% shooting from the field, 41% from 3 in 16 minutes a game this year. But again, in his last 15 games, he's really stepped it up. He's averaging 13 points, 3.2 rebounds a game on 45% shooting from the field and 43% from 3. Finally, we have Dean Wade here, who has been the 5th starter at times this year for the Cavs, but he has stepped it up late as of late as well. Goodness. 6 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 42% from the field, 39% from 3 on the year for Dean Wade. But over his last 15 games, he's up to 7.5 points, 5 rebounds on 46% shooting from the field, and 43% from 3. So those 3 role guys right there have been instrumental in the Cavs' success so far this year. Because like I said, they lost 2 of their best players. How are they still winning games? Well, it's those guys right there. If you are enjoying today's video at any point, make sure to take a second here, leave me a comment down below, hit that like button. We're trying to hit 100 likes on today's video, on all the videos from here on out, and hit that subscribe button. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and continue on here. They have 6 guys averaging 13 or more points per game. Usually that is a recipe for success. We've already talked about Caris and Donovan Mitchell. Evan Mobley and Darius Garland have been hurt as of late. And then they also have Max Strus and Jarrett Allen to help out the scoring a little bit more. So first we'll look at Darius Garland, who before the injury was averaging 21 points per game, 6 assists, and 2.6 rebounds in 34 minutes a game, which is not as good as last year. We'll look at that here in a second, but I think because of the injuries, he just hasn't been able to stay consistent and stay healthy. 47% shooting from the field, 35% from 3, again, not great. 1.6 steals is not bad for the 24-year-old, but the efficiency is not good right now. For Garland, last year, looking at his stats, they were much better. He averaged, 22 a game, about 8 assists on 47% shooting from the field, 41% from 3 on 6 attempts. This year, efficiency has not been there. But I think that he can get the three-point percentage back up if he gets, more consistent with his time and is not missing every other game like he really has so far this year. Now, Evan Mobley, 16 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game for him this year. He's shooting it about 57% from the field. But the one thing we wanted to see from Mobley was his three-point percentage and his offensive game improve. And it really hasn't so far, which is unfortunate. But he's also averaging 1.7 blocks per game and 0.8 steals. So he's really good defensively. I mean, that's where he helps this Cavs team out so much. But last year, there's been no improvement from last year to this year on the offensive side of the ball, which they are a contending team. So maybe, he's not allowed to flourish as much as possible. But like I said, he is a great defender. That 1-2 punch of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen on the glass, and then you let Mobley play defense on the perimeter. That's what's helped them get up to that number 2 defensive rating in the NBA. So you can't fault him there. Now, speaking of Jarrett Allen, the other guy in that equation, he's averaging 15 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game for the big man. You see right there, big-to-big passing. They are not bad whatsoever playing together. He's shooting at 67% from the field. He's averaging a steal and a block per game in 30 minutes. He's known for his defense, obviously, but he's given him a little bit of a boost on the offensive end, averaging about 15 points a game, especially while Evan Mobley has been out. Now, Max Strus, 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He has been very inefficient ever since signing that big contract to come over. 40% from the field, 34% from 3 on 8 attempts. That's not good. He wasn't particularly efficient last year either. He just kind of got hot a little bit in the playoffs. But back in 2021-22, he shot 42% from 3, 7.5 attempts. So he can definitely do it. No worries, no panic there. They also have a few other guys here. Isaac Okoro, who has been asked to do a little bit more with the injuries. Still hasn't broke out to the guy they thought they were getting with that number 5 overall pick. And then Craig Porter Jr., an undrafted rookie, has kind of come in and gotten some rotation minutes with these guys going out, and he hasn't been bad. He's averaged about 7 points a game, and they've been winning. This team is dangerous when they're healthy. They have enough depth that they're good enough when they're not. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this Cavs team. Looking at the outlook here, like I said, they're the hottest team in basketball right now. Winners of 8 straight, but they got a couple of tough ones against Milwaukee on the road. Yes, they did just blow them out by 40, but still, they got Milwaukee twice on the road, and then they got to turn around and play the Clippers. After that, they get Detroit and Memphis, as you can see over on the right-hand side. They are up there in the 4 spot. They should be 2 games behind Philadelphia now. Embiid went off last night. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video at any point, as well as leaving me a comment down below. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.